Welcome back. Granted is on a mission to bring hope and support to children battling terminal or life-threatening conditions.
And this morning, talking more about the House of Hope Project, board member Terry Barnes and Wish Mom Heather Lawson. Thank you both for being here today. I'm so excited about this. Terry and I are both on the board, and Heather, you have so much involvement with Granted. Let's start off the bat. What is Granted for folks at home that might not know what the program is?
Sure. Granted serves families of children in the tri-state that live with life-threatening or terminal illness by granting their greatest wish and providing beyond the wish programming.
That's right. And Heather, talk to us a little bit about your story and how you kind of got involved with Granted.
Granted got connected with my family through my daughter, did a lot of the texting and emailing back and forth, and she got connected up with Susan. And I had an 18-year-old daughter who ended up passing away from ovarian cancer. She was in her senior year of high school, and Granted gave us her last wish, and she got to go to Disney and see the castle, and she spent absolutely her very last week living instead of focusing on dying, and just smiling at Disney, and that was all because of Granted. And they gave it to my entire family, not just my daughter. So
yeah, and Granted, I know, just does so much. Let's talk a little bit about the project that we are here today to talk a little bit about. House of Hope, what is it?
So the House of Hope is a facility for Granted to do just that, bring hope to the community. So we have a small office and a generous landlord, but we started thinking, you know, I get to go skating. You and I can go on a double date this weekend and throw axes and go to the movies and do all these things, but we realize there's a gap in service after the wish is granted. So what do these families get to do? Because they're trying to protect their children's immune system. Some of our wish kids wish for a porch or a backyard because they don't really get to leave their house. So we're gonna give them a House of Hope so we can provide programming. They can watch movies, play in the music room, play in the teen room, and we can educate them on financial peace. Maybe Heather can come in and give a nursing class, a first aid class to our parents, a place to collaborate with other nonprofits.
Absolutely.
And then, so when can we expect to see this wonderful new house open up, or when maybe a groundbreaking ceremony?
Well, the ground is moving right now.
Oh, wow.
But it'll open in April of 2025, which is our 40-year anniversary for Granted.
And what's the location for folks that might not be aware of it?
It's, once you turn off Morgan Avenue, it's on Oak Hill.
Gotcha. And it's going to be big. I don't think people know how. I've seen the video for it. I mean, this is going to be a huge project. What, you mentioned kind of going there. Walk us through a little bit about what we can hopefully see. I mean, there's so many rooms. The outdoors is beautiful, gardens, stuff like that. Talk to us about that.
So Heather got to, and so did I, but Heather got to go visit a place called Give Kids the World. So we're trying to mimic that. Do you want to share a little bit about that, Heather?
So Give Kids the World is in Kissimmee, Florida, and it is a place that houses the children when they get their wishes granted. And it is like, it feels like an extension of Disney World. It is like just magic when you step on the grounds. When we went there at Christmas time, and there was, I think, the million lights, so it was so lit up. It literally took Alexis's breath away and just literally made her smile from top to bottom when we just even drove up on the grounds. They have, you know, they just make the child feel celebrated and special. Her name was right there on the little house that she stayed in. It's all kind of whimsical, and they had all-inclusive playground and wheelchair accessible rides. So if she needed a break from Disney World, then she could just take a kind of a break there. But yeah, it was still, they had an ice cream parlor, and where they could make her own ice cream sundaes, and they just had this wishing center where you could put your name up on the star, and it just was a place that was just, it was magic.
Magical.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
It does sound magical. It sounds also like it costs a lot to help put together. How are some of the funding coming together? Who's helping contribute to that?
So the community is so generous. We are building this House of Hope. We have raised $2 million in a silent campaign through the amazing community members and individuals. But we have a call to action. We need another $200,000. So we need people to buy a picnic table, a bench, a brick, and you're gonna forever be part of this House of Hope.
I'm gonna lift this heavy thing here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Maybe,
wow, look at that.
So this is our fundraising committee. So if you go to grantedhouseofhope.com, you can purchase a brick, picnic table, anything, and you leave a piece of yourself. Do you know how many places I patronize and I'm never going to be part of that business? You can be part of this by right now buying a brick.
And talk to us a little bit about the prices, because things range differently. I mean, people can give at different, different amounts. So kind of walk us through a little bit about what each of these might cost.
Sure, you can buy a bench for $1,000. You can buy a book exchange where the families can exchange books for $2,000. A wheelchair accessible picnic table for $3,000. There's so many different things. This particular brick starts at $300. So our bricks are 4x8, 8x8, 12x12. The other thing is you can do a replica. So say I buy this brick, for an extra $50, I can keep a brick at home. It's called a replica. It'll look just like this, and I have a small 4x4 at home, reminding my family of what is at the House of Hope.
To have a part in this. Heather, talk to us a little bit about the impact that you think this will have on families like yourself, families that have been a part of Granted.
Well, I think one of the biggest pieces of Granted is that they help you with beyond the wish. They're a part of your life, and they're a part of your community. They're part of your village, because I can't speak of how much when you have a sick child, you need a village of people supporting you, helping you with all your needs. As a parent, you are always on the back burner. Your child comes first. And Granted just gets that we need a place for mom to maybe even have some therapy services. We need a place to house this. We need that community where moms see other moms walking the same path. And it's just so beneficial in your survival. And Granted is just the biggest piece of that than they were for us. And they carry it through. It's not just one wish. It's being a part of your lives daily, walking the journey. The expense alone in having a sick child, they help us with costs for hotel stays, and they help us with gift cards, and they help you with gas money, and they just make the intolerable feel tolerable. And that's so beneficial for these families.
Absolutely. Give us the website real quick, Terry, where people can, purchase a brick.
Sure, grantedhouseofhope.com.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for being here today. And
Thanks for
hopefully,
having
we
us.
can have this House of Hope built up. We'll be right back after the break.
Thank you.